Now, it's that time of the year where many employees have an expectation of receiving some reward in the form of an annual bonus. Many companies have a policy of a 13th cheque that is paid at the end of the year. Lavine Haripersad, who's the Vice Chair of the South African Payroll Association, joins me in studio. Thanks so much for your time on SABC News. Let's start with people who are getting a bonus or 13th cheque. What advice would you give them on how to spend or deal with it?
Okay, so Izinga, as you know, that South Africa has a culture of easy credit and consumerism. So I would say certainly the first priority would be to reduce debt, interest-bearing debt, and to ensure that you've cleared that before you can start looking at spending your bonus. So that would be a priority with the year also ahead, and a majority of employees are really paying towards the education of school kids. So it's very important to also save a portion of the bonus for that. So come January, you prepared for your education fees.
What do the rules say about people who won't be getting a bonus or a 13th cheque? What rules govern that?
So there's not a legislative rule that governs not paying or paying a bonus. It very much depends on your employment conditions. So if you have an employment contract that stipulates that you are entitled to a 13th cheque, so that is a contractual obligation. In that case, it's certainly most certain that you will then be paid a 13th cheque at the end of the year. But should you be paid an ad hoc bonus at the discretion of the employer, that then is really a discretionary bonus, and it often can be depending on the employer's decision as to pay it or not.
Mm-hmm. Talk to us about senior management, not people who are employees. What sort of rules govern that, and how they are awarded performance bonuses or not?
So we would consider senior management at a level where management are able to influence the bottom line of the business. Mm-hmm. And these managers would then get into an agreement with the employer. So the employee would sit down at the start of a financial year. They would then agree on certain goals that they would have to achieve at the end of the year. And on achievement of these goals, there would be an incentive paid, which is very much incentive linked. They would then have to set criteria on it. And it's very important for companies to ensure that a clearly defined policy is in place for this type of bonus.
With bonuses, you spoke about the need to try and save, try and pay off debts, and perhaps look toward the future, such as your kids' education. How do people balance that after having worked for a very long year in a difficult economic climate, with saying that perhaps they want to splurge a little bit on themselves and spoil themselves as a reward for that hard work?
Yes, it's rather tough, and certainly you've worked hard and you do want to spoil yourself, given the conditions we've gone through. So I would say go according to a very strict budget. So create a budget and ensure that you keep a bit aside for yourself so that you can go and spoil yourself. However, cut down on the unnecessary expenses and be wise and smart in how you shop and what you purchase. Purchase what is really needed than what's wanted.
Lavine, thanks so much for your time on SABC News.